It's time for the Larry H. Miller Utah Summer Games at Southern Utah University in Cedar City. Register today to participate in the 40th anniversary season of a Utah sports tradition at utahsummergames.org. Participate in over 50 sports around the state. Then plan to join the opening ceremonies Friday, June 5th, presented by State Bank of Southern Utah. Register today to participate in the 40th anniversary season of the Larry H. Miller Utah Summer Games.
Do you love the Tabernacle Choir? This year, the choir's music is everywhere you are. Listen to your favorite choir songs and music and the spoken word anytime you want on Alexa by simply enabling the skill.
Alexa, play music in the spoken word.
Now playing music in the spoken word.
You can also download the Tabernacle Choir app, subscribe to the choir on YouTube, listen on Spotify, and have access to all their wonderful music. Happy listening.
So for a long time, the SEC was really good at football, and they beat their chest about it endlessly. Which, you know, if you're winning those BCS championships for the better part of 20 years, of course you do. Now, I think we all realize, follow the money. They had more people willing to pay more money under the table, and so they won. And then NIL came along. And guess what? Vanderbilt suddenly got good in football at the SEC. Not great, but good. Apparently, they weren't willing to cheat, but now that it was legal, they were willing to pony up and win some football games. And obviously, some Big Ten schools ponied up, and now they won the last 3 national titles. And the SEC still beats their chest, and we all giggle because they are 2-8. 2-8 in the playoffs against the other Power 4 leagues in the last 3 years. They're 5-10 overall, but twice we had SEC versus SEC games, so that changes 2-8 into 4-10. And once they beat a G5 school, so that makes them 5-10. But they're 2-8 against the other 3 Power 4 leagues. Not good. Not great, Bob. Not great. Give me that meme from the elevator. So how's the SEC going to fix it? Well, I would suggest more money. Some people say they don't have it. They may not have as much as some other schools, but they've got some money. And I think this comes down to that age-old question, how much do you want the other teams in your athletic department to win? The SEC's theory, and Chris Hill told me this at least 20 years ago, the SEC doesn't play as many sports as other people, but the ones they play at a very high level. So you're not going to see SEC teams wrestling, for instance. They don't do it. They got the money. They're not interested. But they play baseball at a high level. They play softball at a high level. They play women's gymnastics at a high level. They've been trying to get men's basketball to a high level. They've had some very good women's basketball teams. You go on down the line. So I'm watching this weekend. And at one point, I was flicking around channel surfing before I landed on the Yankees and the A's with the A's fans. Half of them gone and people sprawled across the seats. You don't get a major league team if you can't fill your stadium and keep them there for the 7th inning of a Yankee game. Stop talking about expansion. We're getting the team in Utah, not in Sacramento. People don't appreciate what you've got there. So I'm flipping around, and ESPN's getting ready for Women's College World Series stuff from Oklahoma on ESPN. They had a pregame show, and there were regionals going on ESPN2 and ESPNU and the SEC and ACC networks. And I was looking everywhere trying to see if I could find my Gauchos playing Texas. About the time I realized I was going to have to stream that, I saw Texas take the lead, and my interest went way down. But what I did notice was that the SEC had a lot of teams playing. In softball, they had, in both baseball and softball, they got 12 of their 16 teams invited to the NCAA tournament. Why do they do that? I think they spent a lot of money on those sports. In softball, they had 9 advanced to the Super Regionals. They had 9 of the 16 teams left in the Super Regional. They had 5 of the 8 that went to Oklahoma City for the Women's College World Series, and they're down to 4 teams in that tournament now, and it's 3 SEC teams and Texas Tech. The 2 Big Ten teams basically finished 5th and 6th. They got bounced. The two SEC teams got bounced right away, so I guess they would have finished 7th and 8th. And then I'm looking at baseball. Again, they got 12 teams in. They've already had 5 teams win, and we'll have more. We'll see how many more teams today. There'll be some games that decide who goes to the Super Regionals. So by tomorrow, we'll know. But the point is it's going to be a lot. The SEC's won 7 of the last 8 NCAA baseball championships, 7 of the last 8 College World Series in Omaha, Nebraska. So the SEC's clearly pumping money into softball and baseball, which Chris Hill told me 20 years ago, that's just their philosophy. That's how they do it. That you'll see the Big Ten schools will have like 20, 25 sports, but the SEC schools will have 16, 18 sports, and they'll spend more money and they'll win more. So if you want to win, do you take some of that money out of baseball and softball where you are cleaning up and push it over into football? And this, to bring it home to our local schools, this is a question they all face. And I see it on Twitter all the time. The Utes lose at anything, and the Cougar fans will say they're poor, and the Ute fans will blame Mark Harlan. Like clockwork. I can set my watch by it. But look what's happening in the SEC. Do you have money for everything? We just got a pretty good look at the Utes' budget. Maybe 20,000 feet. I mean, you can dive into it, and there's more details to know, to be sure. But they're burning through their reserves. Now, we could have a separate conversation about, are they burning through their reserves faster than they need to? Should they tighten up the money on some of these programs? But for Ute fans who are frustrated because baseball or softball or volleyball or women's basketball, whoever, more in the middle of the league than they are near the top of the league, well, part of that is you're in the Big 12, and other teams are pretty good at stuff. Kansas is good at baseball. Kansas just won and is in a super regional now. I don't think they know who they play yet. I think they're waiting to find out who their opponent is. And there's a second team, and I'm forgetting who it is. It might be Oklahoma State. But anyway, there's a second team playing for a regional today. They got like 6 teams in, and 4 have been eliminated. So partly you're dealing with that, and partly you're dealing with, well, how much money do you want to put into football? I mean, they just put more money into the football budget because they paid $13 million for Kyle Whittingham to go away. You don't have money for everything. Where are they going to get the money to keep up? The Big Ten's not slowing down. So the SEC may have to give up some of the money, and each school will make their own decision. But if you want to see BYU good in every sport, women's soccer, not as dominant as they used to be. They've taken a hit. You know what'll fix it? Money. We can blame coaches all we want. And we will. Don't ever forget, the American public will absolutely blame the coach. But the coaches who don't have the money, what do you expect? How do you think the SEC won all those football games in the BCS era? Money. Why are they 2-8 against the other Power 4 leagues now? Because the other Power 4 leagues are spending money. They don't want to cheat. Maybe they cheated a little, but they didn't want to cheat a lot. And the SEC had cheated a lot. And not the whole SEC. Vanderbilt was a punching bag, a laughingstock, a joke. Now Vanderbilt's running out. Hey, Vanderbilt just got win 7. Hey, Vanderbilt just got win 8. And rare occasions, Vanderbilt just got win 9. Why is Vanderbilt better all of a sudden? Money. They weren't willing to cheat. Now in the NIL area, they're paying it. Follow the money. The school's got to raise more, and then how do they allocate it inside their athletic department? It'll be real interesting because the SEC cannot stomach what's happening in football. And some school's going to decide to take money away from baseball and softball and women's basketball and men's basketball and women's volleyball and whoever else, women's gymnastics, and they're going to push more money into football, and they're going to do better in the SEC. It's going to happen, and they'll be screaming and hollering about it. There are a lot of people who are attached to the Olympic programs, are emotionally attached. The reason Texas Tech is the only non-SEC team left now that the Women's College World Series in Oklahoma City is down to 4 teams is because Cody Campbell's wife played softball.
Not his wife.
No.
Partner's wife.
Partner's wife.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry. Not his wife.
Oil and
but
gas partner.
In the business that made the gazillions. Yes.
The multiple businesses.
Right. So again, follow the money. There's emotional attachment. Does Texas Tech win like that in every sport? No, they do not.
Just ask Texas Tech baseball.
But is Texas Tech softball one of the last 4 teams standing? Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Follow the money.
Summer is all about freedom, fun, and growing up. And between the ages of 9 and 13, kids are starting to form their views about alcohol. With more independence, their still developing brains need more guidance and support than ever. That's why summer is the perfect time to stay connected and plan fun, safe family activities together. Research shows kids who spend quality time with their parents doing what they enjoy are less likely to drink underage. And when kids feel close to you, they're more likely to listen, especially when you set clear expectations. In fact, kids who drink before 15 are far more likely to struggle with alcohol later. This summer, create a no-bummer summer with fun, alcohol-free activities for your kids. Go to summer.parentsempowered.org to take a quick quiz and discover ideas tailored to your family. A little time together can make a big difference. For more information and to learn more about how to prevent underage drinking, visit parentsempowered.org.
Hey, sweetie, your mother showed me this Carvana thing for selling the car. I'm going to give it a try. Wish me luck. Me again. I put in the license plate. It gave me an offer. Unbelievable. Okay, I accepted the offer. They're picking it up Tuesday from the driveway. I haven't even left my chair. It's done. The car is gone. I'm holding a check. Anyway, Carvana, give it a whirl. Love ya.
So good, you'll want to leave a voicemail about it. Sell your car today on
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.